Good evening. The percussion section's messing with my equilibrium. Usually I'm over there talking. Welcome to the North Allegheny Senior High School, the Night of Percussion. It gives me a great honor to introduce this group. It reminds me a lot of when I was in college back in the 1950s. And we had a percussion ensemble. We wore black with jeans just like this on a stage similar to this. So it brings back a lot of memories. Our percussion staff, they do such a tremendous job, as you hear in the fall out on the marching band field, and when they do drums in a gym for indoor, and then certainly the concert percussion group that you're going to hear tonight. Even as a percussionist, which I am, it always amazes me how much music you can get out of just hitting things. People think you're just a drummer and you just keep the beat, but a lot of fine music has been written, composed, arranged, and will be performed for you, some of it this evening, by our fine percussion section. So without further ado, I welcome the North Allegheny Concert Percussion Ensemble under the direction of Stevie Pacheski and Evan Brown.
every year I get stuck with the gig of talking, but it's all good. That first piece you heard was Dankium by Joe Moore. That piece has been around for a few years, and it's gotten quite popular in the percussion world. It's been played by a lot of college ensembles as well as upper high school ensembles. And one of our goals going into this year is that we wanted the students to play more drummy music. Last year we did a very keyboard-heavy program, so if we want to keep pushing our students forward and keep moving things along, the next step was to do some more drumming material. So you'll see throughout the concert there's quite a few multiple percussion pieces as well as some keyboard pieces. I'll try to not talk over every transition, but there might be a couple dead moments of moving things back and forth. We chose to keep the curtain open just to keep things moving along, and so you didn't have to watch music get blown off stands, because that's happened every year so far. This next piece you're going to hear has kind of a classic feel. Another classic element of percussion is xylophone rags and ragtime music in general. And for a few years, I've been wanting to program a rag, and we happened to program 2 of them this year. So this is the first one of them. It's entitled Funny Folks, and it's arranged as part of a book by Ralph Hicks and Eric Rath that has a ton of xylophone solos that have been transcribed and rearranged for a contemporary percussion ensemble. This one's gonna feature senior, I can't believe I'm saying that already, Alex Negrini, and as well as the rest of the ensemble. And I think we're about ready, aren't we? All right, so this is Funny Folks. So one of the unique things about this ensemble is, first of all, it's probably the only music department concert you come to and we're wearing jeans and sneakers and whatever else. And that the idea was that this ensemble rehearses a lot less than most of our ensembles here. We only rehearsed a total of 12 times before today. We lost 2 rehearsals along the way. It was only supposed to be 14 rehearsals. But when you count that and look against all of our other rehearsal schedules of every music ensemble, we don't rehearse a whole lot here. And what that does is it places a lot of responsibility on the students to prepare everything, as well as, walk in the door and be ready to go. If you've ever seen the percussion ensemble rehearsal schedule, each piece has maybe a half an hour or 20 minutes to rehearse on most nights, and it's show up, and we are gonna start that chunk right at the beginning of the night. Which shows tons of things across our students. Like, they're able to walk in the door and do that. That's really impressive, and it's a skill that we hope to keep training going forward as we tweak the schedules and keep growing this ensemble and program. This next piece is called Five Guys and Some Fries, not to be confused with the burger chain, but it features more multiple percussion going along with our drummy theme. And one thing I forgot to note before the last piece is that Stevie Pacheski he's Matt Gardner tonight. Matt's sick tonight, so Stevie is sight reading all of Matt's music on the concert tonight. So I called him at 4:30 and said, "Hey Stevie, guess what? You get to be Matt tonight." So he's hanging in there, we're making it happen. About ready? Couple things. This is the fun part. We have gear like in every wing of the stage and it's all over, so it's backstage, it's not nearly as tidy as it looks out here. Good? All right, this is Five Guys and Some Fries. So this is the second one of our ragtime pieces. This is Eugenia. This features junior Gabby Milletta as the xylophone soloist, as well as, we have, what, 2 sophomores, a junior and a senior represented. So a little all over the place from a grade standpoint, which shows the depth of the program and all of that. So this is Eugenia. So this middle part of the program is back-to-back duets. Last year we did one duet on the concert, and we had some soloists. This year we have no soloists, and instead we have 2 duets. And both these duets are wildly different. This one is super drummy, lots of notes, and fits the personalities of these 2 really well. The next one you'll hear after that is a mallet duet. So it's kind of a unique kind of back-to-back thing to have juxtaposed against each other. So I think it's going to be really cool. You guys about ready? You about ready? Close. All right, this one has a fun title. It's called Shh. So as I mentioned, this one will be something completely different. The piece is entitled Friends, and it's a really nice mallet duet that features Cassie and Emily both on it. And it's really cool because one of them is playing with 4 mallets the entire time, one is playing with 2, and it basically is written in a way that it really is supposed to be you kind of take it in as one player with 6 mallets, but it's 2 of them pulling that off. So I hope you enjoy Friends. This transition might take a couple minutes because there's a lot of instruments on this next one. So every year I wait till before the last piece to do all my thank yous and I forget something. So we're gonna spread this out over the back half. First thank you on this round is to our wonderful administration. It's not often that you get the freedom to have a percussion program the size of ours. This is just one part of it. These students are also in their daytime band classes, which is their curricular offering, as well as marching band for, I believe, every single one in this ensemble. And the bulk of them are also in indoor drumline in the winter. So that's pretty much a year-round commitment. They're here at least one night a week, oftentimes 3, 4, occasionally 5. And that's a big load in addition to keeping up with their schoolwork. So, and to have an administration that supports us and lets us have this program, as well as the support of everyone else around us, is really fantastic because it doesn't exist everywhere in Western PA. This next piece will be Mr. Pacheski's conducting debut tonight. He's really doing everything. This is entitled Sizzle by Nathan Daughtry. Nathan Daughtry is the co-owner of C. Allen Publications, which is a big percussion publisher. He's also written a lot of fantastic music. And this piece is another really popular one. It's super drummy, as I talked about earlier, which is one of our themes throughout the concert. It features 6 players, right? No, 5, I can't keep up with this, sorry. 6 if you include Mr. Pacheski conducting, so. As soon as they're set up, this will be Sizzle. And it also features some vocal parts as well as their drumming, so be sure to listen to that. So now for round 2 of thank yous. I keep checking my notes every time I go back there. Round 2 goes to some people that I'm sure are sick of hearing from me by this time of year, and that is our music department head as well as the stage crew here and stage manager Kevin Zebley. Bob Tozer's the department head. It's usually every week that I'm asking them for their keys to unlock a door, or that I'm asking to get some room to rehearse in, because there's a lot going on this time of year. We spend a lot of time shuffling through the schedules. And this year is probably the smoothest. Everything is gone. We've figured it out. We've moved pretty quickly to make sure that we can still rehearse. So a huge thank you to them, because tonight would not be possible without that. This next piece is something a little different. This piece is entirely in odd meter. It's called Odd Duck, and it has a kind of funny name. But the idea of this piece is a lot more playful while also challenging the students with playing in mixed meter, which means that every bar doesn't have the same amount of beats in it. So this mixes up a little bit of 3/8, a little bit of 5/8, and kind of goes all around. And each player's got some different responsibilities in terms of the timing and the space between all of their notes. So once they're ready, this will be Odd Duck. All right, round 3 of thank yous. I'm not going to forget anyone. I am determined. These are two of probably the most important, and these are two people that I spend a lot of time with, whether it's agreeing on something, occasionally arguing, occasionally calling each other names via text message. But we truly enjoy working with each other, and that is Mr. Todd Steffen and Mr. Stephen Baldanzi, our two daytime band directors here. We have a lot of fun together. I also put them through a lot because I don't like the answer no. And usually it's push, push, push. And but we've had a lot of fun over the last few years really growing this program, both within the percussion program as well as the entire band program. And a super huge thanks to them, or else I would not be standing here, and these students would not get the education they get from all of the teachers here. This next piece is one we're really excited about. If you follow the NA music department on YouTube, you might have seen a video of this last week. This piece is entitled Stuber Nick. It's by Mark Ford. He's the head of percussion at the University of North Texas, which is one of the largest percussion programs in the country. And this piece is probably going on 20 years old now. But it's for sure a classic. It's also a really fun one to watch. It features senior Noah DiBiase and juniors Sophia Elliott and Gabby Moletta, and we're really excited to be performing Stuber Nick. pretty fun, right? So every year at the beginning of Percussion Ensemble, the first night we actually spend just going over the material that we're going to play for the semester. So, it usually contains a YouTube playlist I've made for every piece. So this fall's was quite interesting because none of them really saw this coming. So I turned that on, and at the end, we just, it was silence because they were just like, huh? What just happened? So that was a really fun reaction to get, and then to be able to pull this off here was really exciting, and they nailed it. So this next piece I'll talk about in a couple minutes when I finish our thank yous and talk about a couple things coming up. So our last round of thank yous, North Allegheny District band patrons. They're intertwined in everything that we do throughout the band program, super supportive, and another organization that I'm always asking for things and get the answer yes most of the time, so everything's good. As well as the maintenance staff, similar to many other teachers around here, that I'm always asking people to unlock doors. So, and they're always ready to help us. We haven't had anything delayed because of that, which is awesome. And last but not least, I'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors, Sabian Cymbals, Innovative Percussion, Sticks and Mallets. They do a lot to help us behind the scenes, whether it's rewrapping mallets for us, providing cymbals. We just got our first set of crotales this fall, which you'll hear on this piece, that it's really exciting because they're really expensive. And it's been like 10 years coming until we finally got our own set of crotales, as well as the Ryan McCutcheon Rhythm 19 Fund. They've helped us a lot to gain instruments over the years for our students. This last piece is one that's very special for many in this ensemble. A few years back, we lost a former student, Ryan McCutcheon, who was part of all the percussion programs. He was part of the concert percussion ensemble, the indoor drum line, the marching band, wind ensembles, and it was a really hard time for many of the students in this ensemble. It just so happened to be Ryan was teaching the Hampton High School drum line in the fall, which is right down the road, and Hampton High School wanted to do a commission for Ryan, and they had been talking with someone who's a great friend of mine, Chad Heine, who at the time was teaching at Kiski Area High School. He has since gone into writing music full time. And Chad wrote this beautiful piece entitled Beacons of Light. It was commissioned by Hampton 2 years ago. And then another friend of our program, Alan Fear, programmed it at Moon High School last spring. And I knew going into this year that I wanted to program this piece because many of these students knew Ryan, and I knew it would be very special for them. So we're about ready. This piece also, we expanded the instrumentation to feature every single student in the ensemble. So everyone plays on this piece. We ended the concert a year ago with a full ensemble piece, and we knew we wanted to adapt this so every single student could be part of it. Are we about ready? All right, this is Beacons of Light by Chad Heine. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We hope you have a great holiday season. And for those of you who have students in the Nash Band, we'll see you on Wednesday for the senior high school band concert. Thanks so much for coming out. Have a great evening.